Okay, I came out this morning chiefly with the idea of doing some rather complex experiments with this guy, which is the Champ S Plus. I've had this guy for about a year, and I have never used the S Plus features. I've never tried to use them. I turn them off. You turn them off by basically holding the left stick to the bottom right when you turn the plane on. And once you turn them off, they stay off every time you power the plane up until you turn them back on again. And I turned them off when I got him, and I've never turned him back on. However, I'm now thinking of using him, well, one, for some training, letting people who haven't flown before fly him. And also, as you can see, I've got a little FPV camera mounted on him now. So, it reminds me I haven't closed the battery hatch. So, I don't know whether you can see it. Those are the FPV goggles. Now, I'm not going to try and fly him FPV now. I just want to test the, just put him in experience mode a minute so he doesn't keep fighting me as I'm trying to turn him upside down. Trying to get this, and not this battery hatch, which I've never liked at all, to close, and get it to close, and then put my additional latch closed, because I want to make sure it doesn't come open, which it did the first time I flew him and broke him. Okay, so the plan is I want to turn the DVR on. You know what I'm probably going to have to use? I'm going to have to use a runner also to take him off, I think, because I want to take him off the ground ideally, and I'm going to have to use a runner for that, I think. His wheels are too small to take off the grass otherwise. What I want to do is I've hopefully turned the GPS features on now. I don't know. I hope so. I believe so. I don't know for sure, never having used them, but I turned him on with the left stick hold down to the bottom left, and I believe that turns on the GPS features. Well, we'll see if they do anything, and if they don't, we'll try again. Okay, I'm going to put him in beginner mode. Okay, now I'm going to try and see if I can figure out how to turn the DVR on. Okay. And then... yes. That should be recording. Now, if you were going to fly him, you would not leave it in the DVR menu because you get lag and whatever in the DVR menu. You should switch it back to the cam. But since I'm not flying him, probably best to point the goggles over. Well, it's actually probably better to take the goggles closer to the runway since I'm going to fly him over there. I want to point the goggles out over the area where I'm going to fly them, in the hope that they will keep better contact with the thing. That fence probably isn't going to help. Very well. I'm just afraid the fence is going to cause obstruct the signal of the goggles sitting there on the table, so because I want the DVR to work, hopefully. I don't know whether it will, but I'm hoping it will. Okay, so I want to take him off in safe mode, and then, assuming I can do that, I want to see if the GPS features work. Oh, you know what? I think what they say is, before you take him off, you should give him a run up to full power, because that sort of hopefully sets the direction for the auto land feature, which I'm probably going to try if I can get the other features to work. I mean, whether I'll actually let him come all the way into a landing, I don't know. Anyway. Well, there he goes. He's in the air, and so he should be, carrying a little bit more weight, of course. I think he has a cable you can pull out to power an FP off, but I'm not doing that at the moment. I'm powering the FPV with a separate little MCPX battery. Okay. Oh, that I think was the electric fence. Ugh, horrible thing. God, that's short. Okay, let's try the loiter. No. This is what they call loiter. Well, it's supposed to be. Yeah. Can see why I don't like this stuff. Why is he loitering over there? I'm not wild about that.
Time remaining for 9 minutes.
Why is he randomly going and loitering behind me? Oh, because that was probably because that's where I powered him on. Oh, and that's that goddamn electric fence. Oh, I hate the electric fence. That's just ridiculous. Oh, bloody hell. Can see why I don't want to fly him with this stuff normally. The electric fence won't let you take him any distance away. It's horrible. As soon as you take him, like, further away than you can spit. I'm trying to land him now, not auto-land him, because I feel he would probably auto-land in the wrong place. Oh dear, that's not good. Well, you know, it's a gentle term, but that bloody, you know, that's getting the FPV aerial and everything into the grass. Ow. I don't think there's any great harm done, I hope not. Okay. Oops. Okay, I'm going to try and disconnect him and reconnect him if I can. It's hard to do, especially with the FPV stuff on, because I only got two hands. It's a good job in this case I've got the transmitter on a strap. Okay. It's not easy, this isn't. Let him initialize. Hopefully get his GPS lock and all that stuff. No, he's still thinking. I don't know. Okay, yes. That's it, he got his GPS lock now. Now I've got to close the battery hatch again. It's a convoluted business, really. Well, because I didn't close it before, because I wanted to get him initialized. So don't trust that magnetic hatch further than I could throw it, so I'm putting my hatch on. Okay, now, well, we'll power him up to full power in the hope that that will establish where he's going to land. Whew. And we'll try again. Oh shit, I meant to turn off the electric fence. I meant to turn off electric fence because it's pretty horrible. Okay. This is loiter mode. He's supposed to go up to 65 feet and circle. Quite fast he circles as well, I see. But he is at least circling the right place now. Well, I don't like the electric fence. You can turn the electric fence off separately. Okay, let's try the auto land. Okay, this is auto land. This is the supposed auto land feature. Well, he's certainly trying. Well, Well, it wasn't any better than my landing, but I suppose it wasn't any worse than my landing. Well, it looked rather uglier than my landing, frankly. I hope this thing isn't getting bashed about. I don't know. Okay. I want to try and turn off the electric fence, which you do by reconnecting the battery for the umpteenth time and then holding the right stick all the way to the bottom right. Really need 4 hands for this. I mean, how am I supposed to do this? I can't get at the wire. You know, I don't have enough hands to hold the plane, hold the battery hatch open, and get the blithering plug out of the wire. Okay. And so I put that in and hold the right stick all the way to the bottom right until he gets GPS lock. If he does. Yep. Okay, so hopefully that should have turned off electric fence, because electric fence, you could see electric fence would barely, I mean, I don't want to take him very far away, but electric fence would barely let me take him over the other side of the runway before it turned him round and brought him back. So now if I'm, let's run up the, okay, so if I'm understanding rightly now, we should have loiter mode and auto land should be on, but electric fence should be off. And off we go again. Sorry, pulled him up rather over sharp there. It's a good job he's got plenty of power and doesn't stall. A lot of planes, you pull them up that sharply on takeoff and they just stall. This guy doesn't do that too much. He's pretty benign. He's got lots of power and lots of lift. Okay, well, I think that's clear that the electric fence is off, because it wouldn't have let me fly over there if the electric fence was on. I'm not that far away, but that's still further than the electric fence was letting me fly. The loiter mode seems to go really fast. I mean, it doesn't just circle, it zooms round in circles. I guess that's because maybe they're afraid it's going to blow away. Yeah. Okay. So this is loiter mode. It brings you back over where you started, 65 feet altitude, they say, and then circles rather sharply and rather fast, I find, but anyway. And to get out of it, you press the bind button again, and then you've got control. Just for the sake of argument, let's quickly put him into experienced mode. Where are we? Oh, we were in experienced mode. Okay. I forgot to put him back in safe mode, so that was all in experienced mode. I didn't actually notice the difference, I have to say. But I'd rather put him in safe mode for the auto land and things. But that, well, there's also virtually no wind now. But that was all, that takeoff and all that flight. Everything so far, this flight has been in experience mode simply because I forgot to put him back in beginner mode. I mean, it's not like he's a difficult plane to fly in experience mode. He's not. But nonetheless, we'll put him back in beginner mode.
Beginner mode.
And then we'll auto land him again, I guess.
Return to launch.
You have to put the throttle all the way down, and then keep the bind button. Well, well, it's basically. Oh God, he comes down low. And just keep the bind button down until. Well, that's what he does. Keep the bind button down until you can see him. He throttles up and starts to try and come in and land.
Experience mode.
I'm a bit concerned about him persistently falling on his nose and putting that antenna into into the water, but what can you do? It seems to be holding up so far, but it worries me a bit. Oh well, I hope things are working, what can I say? Let me see if I can see what's going on. I want to look at the goggles. Yes, the DVR says it's recorded 12 minutes. How do I turn it off? I'm not entirely sure. Probably press the plus button again, I'm thinking. Yes. And it says I've got enough battery power left for 9 hours of recording. There's no power switch on those. You just unplug them. Those are Eachine, or how are you supposed to pronounce it? Eachine, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that. VRD2Pros. Just got them. I think you could fairly say, you know, I'm kind of cheap. These are about... they're not the cheapest FPV goggles you can get, but they're probably the cheapest FPV goggles you can get that have pretty good features. They have diversity. They have a DVR. They come with a, you know, their harness and a battery. That I'm just unplugging the FPV there. You know, they come with the two antennas. Everything that's there, they come with. They come with the battery, a charger for the battery, and they've got an HD DVR. It records in 720. Can also record in VGA and some intermediate mode between VGA. It's got like a 5-inch screen in there. The biggest downside of them for me so far, I mean, I've only had them for a day, but the biggest downside for me is I can't quite focus my eyes on the screen if I put them on. It's a little out of focus for me. They do have, and that's another thing. They have a lot of cheap goggles down here. They do have an adjustable lens that slides backwards and forwards to supposedly adjust your focus. But even with it, I mean, it gets better for me when it's in the more rearward position, more towards you. But even with it in its most rearward position, the screen still isn't quite in focus for me. I mean, I can see what's happening, but you know, I can't read that. There's a tiny, at the bottom it gives you the signal strength for the A and B, the diversity, the two receivers. It gives you red bars for those. I can see the red bars okay, because they're pretty clear. But then it's also above that, it gives you the battery voltage in a little tiny font, and I can't really read that when I've got them on, because it's too close to my eyes and I can't focus on it. But that's really the only problem I have. And I mean, even though I can't focus absolutely sharply on the screen, I can see pretty well what's happening. I think I'd be able to fly okay with them. Other things being equal, like that I could fly and whatever. Anyway, we'll see. So I'll see. I hope that DVR recorded properly, and we'll see if we can, if it did, we'll edit this together and whatever.